Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the season premiere of Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday. I'm Scott Trolla. It's week one of the NFL. It's finally here, and the Browns are taking on the Carolina Panthers right now. It is 20-7 with 3:48 left to go in the third quarter, so we will call it an NFL. Sunday NFL Browns and NFL update show. I'll break down the game and I'll give you my picks of the week, and I'll tell you who I think is going to win the Browns game Thursday today. Who I took, but first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday Week 1 trivia question. It's a Browns trivia question. What Browns player threw his helmet off thinking the game was over, causing a flag to be thrown and costing the Browns a Week 1 victory? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. Well, it's Week 1 of the NFL right now. The big day has finally arrived, and right now the Browns are, as I mentioned, are taking on the Carolina Panthers at Bank of America Stadium in KC, and right now they are up 20-7 with 3:48 to go in the third quarter. So far, the Browns have looked pretty good in this game. The defense has been superb, and the offense is trying to step it up. And I really feel I'm going with the Browns to win this game by a touchdown, by a field goal. 27-24, but my score pick might not be right now because right now it's 20-7 right now. The Browns have really been working hard and practicing hard for this game, and Brissett knows he's got a lot of work, and he's looked really good so far. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, has struggled in this first half. He did have one touchdown score, but he has struggled a bit, and Christian McCaffrey is the one that scored that touchdown in the first half. And I'm going to do a little breakdown here of the game. Right now it is 4th and 7, and the Browns are about to punt, so Carolina's has got the ball back. But there was no score in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, Jacoby Brissett passed short right to Kareem Hunt for the 1-yard touchdown. Cade York's extra point is good. It was 7-0 Browns. Then the Browns got the ball back because Carolina had to punt. And Kareem Hunt went up the middle for the 24-yard touchdown, and it was the extra point was good, and it was 14-0 Browns. And then Carolina once again got the ball back, and then Christian McCaffrey went up the middle, and the defense tried to tackle him, but he scored a 1-yard touchdown. And Pinero's kick was good, and it was Pinero's kick was good, and it was 14-7 Browns. The Browns tried to get in the end zone, but could not. And they kicked a field goal, and it was a 26-yard field goal. Cade York kicked it, and it was good. It was 17-7 Browns at the half, and now that Carolina had to punt again, and I think had a punt, and they went 3, or and so they tried to get into the end zone but couldn't do it, and they had to settle for a 34-yard field goal from Cade York, and it was good because it was at the 34-yard line, and it was 20-7 Browns, and that's where we are right now. This is where we stand in this game right now. So, right now Carolina has the ball at their own 36. So we shall see what happens in the rest of this game. And right now the Browns look pretty good. And I gotta tell you, they've been. And I think they're gonna. I think we're gonna end our skid of opening day losses. I think we're gonna beat them, as I said. And I'm going 27-24 Browns by a field goal over the Panthers. And it's been 18 years since the Browns last won a season opener. And I want to just mention that because it has not. It's been a long time. So hopefully we're going to win that today because right now we're looking good. Last time the Browns won one was under Butch Davis in 2004. So I feel we're going to get it today. And I will have my picks of the week in just a moment. But before I reveal the trivia question, I mentioned this Thursday night. I'm going to add a new wrinkle to my podcast. I'm going to do the worst plays of the week besides the best plays as a new wrinkle. And I'm glad I gained 2 more subscribers. I have 51 subscribers now. So I wanted to add that wrinkle in. And eventually going to see a new backdrop. But I'll have my Browns flag up every week with the Browns playing now, except for the bye week. The Browns bye week. So, but right now it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday Trivia Question, Week 1. What Browns player threw his helmet off thinking the game was over, causing a flag to be thrown and costing the Browns a Week 1 victory? If you said Dwayne Rudd, you are correct. He threw his helmet thinking the game was over, causing a flag to be thrown for taunting, and this game was called the helmet toss game, as the Browns lost to the Chiefs by 1, 40-39, and that was back in, I think it was 2006, I believe. Check me if I'm wrong on that. Now I'm going to give you and I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be for tomorrow's Monday Night Football game, so stay tuned for that. Right now, it's time for my picks of the week for Week 1, and my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle as well. You all know that the Buffalo Bills beat the LA Rams, just slaughtered them. And I took 31-10. I took Buffalo, and my brother-in-law took the Rams, and Buffalo just dominated this game from the get-go. So they scored 3 touchdowns in the second half, and that pretty much sealed it. The Rams could not put anything together in that second half. Now for today's, the San Francisco 49ers are battling the Chicago Bears right now at Soldier Field in Chicago, and Chicago is up 13-10, but I'm going with San Francisco, and so is my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. The New Orleans Saints are battling the Atlanta Falcons at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, and the Atlanta Falcons, surprisingly enough, are up 26-10 on the Saints, and my brother-in-law and I both took the Saints. The Cincinnati Bengals are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincy, at the stadium in Cincy. They're playing them there. I believe I think it's not. They are playing them at. They're playing. It's the state at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I wanted to just get that in. And right now, Cincy is down by a touchdown, 20-14. I've taken Cincy because I feel they're going to get the win, but my brother-in-law is taking Pittsburgh. So we'll see what happens with that one. So that's a split. That's one we don't agree on. The Philadelphia Eagles are the New England Patriots. Excuse me. We'll get to Philadelphia and Detroit in a minute. The New England Patriots are taking on the Miami Dolphins. I've taken New England. My brother-in-law has taken the Patriots as well. And New England trails Miami 20-7 right now, with 8:15 left to go in their fourth quarter. The Browns are now in the fourth quarter, up 20-7 with 14:28 to go. The Washington Commanders are taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars at FedEx Field in Washington. They're at 14-12 right now. I'm going with the Commanders on that one, and so is my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. He's taking the Commanders. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions are battling it out at Ford Field in Detroit. That's where they're at. And I'm going with Philly, and so is my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. And they're up 31-21 right now in the third quarter with a minute 42 left to go. The Indianapolis Colts are battling the Houston Texans at NRG Stadium in Houston. And I'm going with Indianapolis, and so is my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. And right now, I am surprised. Indianapolis just kicked a field goal, but they're down 20-6 with 10:44 to go in the fourth. I'm surprised that Houston is beating Minnesota. Holy mackerel. The Baltimore Ravens are taking on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Baltimore's up 24-3 on them. I'm going with the Ravens, and so is my brother-in-law. And then those are the early games. And the Browns are taking on the Panthers right now. As you know, I'm going with the Browns, and my brother-in-law is taking the Panthers, although he does want the Browns to win. But he's going with the Panthers. So, now for the late games, I'm going to discuss those with you. The Kansas City Chiefs will battle the Arizona Cardinals at University of Phoenix Stadium in Arizona. And I am going with the Kansas City Chiefs on that one. And so is my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. He's going with the Chiefs. The Las Vegas Raiders will take on the LA Chargers at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. I'm going with the Chargers. So is my brother-in-law. The Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings will battle it out at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm going with Green Bay. So is my brother-in-law. It's probably someone texting me. I'm sorry about that. There's a little ringing sound. The Tennessee Titans are taking on the New York Giants at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And I'm going with Tennessee, and so is my brother-in-law. He's going with the Titans. The Sunday night game, Sunday Night Football. Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium in Big D. I'm going with Tampa Bay, and so is my brother-in-law. And the Monday night game. The Denver Broncos are taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And that is in Denver at Empower Stadium in Denver, I believe. Let me look. It's at Seattle, actually. Excuse me. It's in Seattle at at Lumen Field, excuse me. That's where it's being played. But I'm going with the Broncos on that one to win that game because Seattle's not going to be the team that they once were, with Seattle now having Drew Lock and Russell Wilson now being with Denver, so I'm going with Denver. And right now, the Carolina just scored another touchdown. It's now 20-14 Browns. Hopefully the Browns will score with 12:51 left in the fourth. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of for the early games pregame show of Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday. I'll be back with the postgame show and the late games pregame show once the game is concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.